Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tennis Showdown, and welcome to the return of our tennis podcast off court. I'm here with Gamer on the eve of the synchronous Kings of Court round robin, which is going to begin this coming Saturday, the 10th. At 2 p.m. Eastern Time, so be sure to tune in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I know it's not the end of the video. I'm just letting you know if you want to be able to watch that match, just join the Discord server, join the links below. That way you'll be well informed for when that match begins. But anyway, let's just jump right into things. Okay, our first topic today would have to obviously be the upcoming Kings of Court tournament. I mean, there's no bigger tournament in the league in a season. Am I right, Gamer?
Absolutely. The pressure's on. Every player wants to get as far as possible, or maybe they're thinking even about winning it, So the pressure's on, the excitement's on, the hype is on. I'm excited.
Hype is on indeed. I do want to start off with the asynchronous division because as all of you know, or whoever's been keeping up with the league, we recently started an asynchronous division that does not meet on the weekends like normal. Players will just play at their own leisure. So, starting off with the asynchronous division, I'm just going to pull up the rankings for all of you lovely people. There it is. It should be up. I'm actually going to stream it on the Discord so everyone can see what I'm putting on the stream. I probably should have done that in the beginning. But let me just do this. Okay. Sorry for that slight delay. Everyone on the Discord should be able to see this stream. And let's just take a look at the rankings real quick. Specifically the asynchronous rankings. I don't know who else is able to see what I'm seeing. There's a bit of lag. Oh, there we go. So, the top 8 are as follows. Jola sitting at the top with 9,500 points. He hasn't lost a single tournament. He hasn't lost a single match. His record is 35-0. Followed by DMK and Eagle and Hanzo. DMK, Eagle, and Hanzo make up the rest of the top 4. They're pretty close together. Only about 300 points separating each position. And then we start to taper off into the bottom half of the Kings of Court tournament, which includes Blacknut at the only 2,000 point player. If you notice, the entire top 5 is 2,000 plus in points. Dom, BTN, and Detroit are all sitting with 19, 15, and 1,400 points respectively. So Gamer, what do you make of this rankings for the season's ending? And keep in mind the Kings of Court point reward system, the ranking point rewards for the KOC tournament works the same way as the synchronous division, in which sense you gain points from winning your round robin matches, as well as gain even more points based on how well you finish. If you are able to be top 2 in your group and make it to the semifinals and potentially even the finals.
Yeah, something that is really underrated is the points you get from winning every match in the round robin. If I'm not mistaken, it's somewhere around 1,080, which is, if you think about it, that's like literally just winning a Masters. So people really need to add a lot more value into winning those matches, because some people they get comfortable and they get second place or whatnot, but you should for winning everything. Those points are really valuable, and obviously if you win the whole thing you get another 1,000 or something, or 2,000 maybe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
If you win the whole thing, you get 2,000 points. If you win all your round robin, it's 360 points for each round robin match you win. So the reason why this tournament is so big is because of this points haul. You could literally win, theoretically speaking, if you win all your round robin matches and the whole tournament, you could theoretically win up to 3,000 plus points, which is a very nice addition to your ranking. That literally jumps Detroit all the way up to number 2, if that as an example. So definitely the most lucrative tournament of the year. So
Absolutely. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's supposed to be the most competitive tournament. So if you get the wins, you deserve them, You deserve those points.
Yeah, definitely. And something as we are going to take a look at the bracket here. This is the current bracket with all the updated scores of the matches that have been played so far. As we start to shift into the actual groups and matchups, something I do want to highlight is you see, there's always been this debate as to, I know you brought it up yesterday, Gamer. Actually, do you want to bring up the point you asked yesterday regarding the KOC role in the server?
Oh, yeah. So since Jola, is sort of an exception to common sense, Jola has been able to always be ranked first and also win Kings of Court. So my question has always been like, can you win Kings of Court but not win the whole, like not be ranked first at the end of it? Would you still be the King of Court or not? And
yeah,
Captain,
my answer, I'll take my answer to that. Yeah, my answer to that question was no. Put it simply, whoever wins the KOC tournament gets the KOC role. That's how it works. The essential way the season works is the KOC acts as quite literally a playoff. So, if you really think about it, considering the way it's structured, you have to technically beat everyone in your group and then beat the best two players of the opposing group who have surely beaten the other players in their group. So the point I was trying to make is you could be like very high ranked and not do too well as long as you show up to tournaments and you can consistently make the quarters, maybe the semifinals. You'd be fine and you'd hang in there. If there are other people who aren't as successful, who are really good but just don't show up, and then they win the KOC, they fully deserve it. But like going back to the point I was making, I'm trying not to lose y'all here. The point I'm saying is anyone can just grind out the season and get a good points haul from it, but not anyone can literally best every single top player in the league, and that's the whole purpose of this KOC tournament. It's literally whoever wins the KOC tournament, if you really think about it, has essentially defeated every single top player in the league, and so rightfully they do deserve that title as KOC. So yeah, that was definitely a nice point, that a nice question that Gamer had for me the other day. I just wanted to bring it up. I felt that was important to mention. So I think the only fair thing to do right now, gamers, we've gotten so excited. I think it would be fun to do some predicting. So as you could see, there's also the synchronous Kings of Court predictions I have up here, but here we have the asynchronous Kings of Court predictions. Firstly, Gamer, I just want to ask, taking a look at the groups right now, in Group A, we have Jola, HBox, Dom, and BTN. Jola's at the top of the standings right now with a win. HBox is split 1-1. Dom has yet to play a match, and BTN is at the bottom with a single loss. In Group B, Eagle, who is, I believe he's ranked, the number 3 player, was able to upset DMK the other day, which gave him the top spot in the group. He's 2-0, which means he's going through to the semifinals, followed by DMK with a split, Blacknut yet to play, and Detroit with 2 losses, which means it would be incredibly hard for him to qualify. The only chance Detroit really has is Blacknut has to somehow defeat Eagle. No offense to Blacknut, I'm just saying there has to be so many things that go right. Firstly, Blacknut has to defeat Eagle, and then if Blacknut can defeat Eagle, then DMK would have to defeat Blacknut. Basically, DMK, Blacknut, and Detroit would all have to have the same record of 1-2. But the whole point is Detroit would have to win his next match, which is against Blacknut. So Detroit beats Blacknut, right? That would give Blacknut a loss. Then Blacknut can only win one match. It doesn't matter whether it's DMK or Eagle, although it actually has to be DMK. Yeah, that's right. It has to be DMK, because if DMK only has one match left, and if he beats Blacknut, that completely eliminates Detroit's chances of qualifying. So this just goes to show how much importance each individual match is. So in order for Detroit to qualify, let's just recap. Detroit has to beat Blacknut. then Blacknut has to beat DMK, and then Eagle has to defeat Blacknut. So there you go. Literally, though the results of those 3 matches have to be exactly as I stated. Otherwise, Detroit is not getting in to KOs into the semifinals round. So yeah, Gamer. But I'm sorry for going on a little rant. I was just trying to work everything out in my head. But Gamer, I just want to ask, what do you think about each of the groups? Just give me your overall idea, opinions, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, honestly, it's a bit of mixed opinions. Some results I would expect, some I'm actually surprised. For example, let's start with Group B. I say this because I'm really surprised with Eagle. Like, I really thought if I had to predict bracket B, I would have put DMK above Eagle, but Eagle not only did he win against DMK, but he won against Detroit, which I don't know which tournament, but it was really recent. He lost to Detroit.
That's correct.
So pulling off 2 wins against people I thought he may lose to. I don't know. I'm just like really shocked.
Yeah, this kind of like reminds you of like teams like I always like to relate back to the NBA. This kind of reminds you of like how the Warriors or the Bucks would kind of work out, in the sense that they wouldn't finish too high in the season. They weren't like the number 1 team. They would probably be 3rd, if anything. Exactly where Eagle is right now, and just completely demolish every other team in the playoffs. And so it just goes to show that, anything can happen in the playoffs. You can't really just rely solely on chalk and rankings,
Absolutely. Now that I am looking at the score, the game between Eagle and DMK looks to be super close. Like that would have been a great match to watch. I'm sad I missed that one.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you notice, DMK and Eagle are technically the 2 and 3 seeds. So, it really is a toss-up whenever it comes to them. But
absolutely.
Oh yeah, but do you have anything else to say about Group B or Group A? You kind of never touched on
about Group A. Yeah, Group A is a bit of a mystery because I think the wild card here is Dom. And it depends, like we've seen his highs, we've seen his lows, and depending where he is at, I think the group dynamic changes a lot, right?
That's true.
So I'm still waiting on Dom to see what his performance looks like. But I would say if Dom were to have a really poor performance, I do see HBox scraping by and getting that 2nd place. But I think Dom has one of those, we've seen it before. When he's dominating, I think he can get by with 2nd place, like, easily.
Yeah, definitely some interesting predictions there. Honest, because Dom, has just been so absent of the league. He retired, technically. He's come out of retirement just to play at the tail end of the season. He's dropped massively in ranking. He was the leading 2nd for the longest time. And he just dropped once DMK, Eagle, Hanzo took over, as well as Blacknut, who jumped up recently. But yeah, I mean, would you one question I would have, that's the wrong one. One question I have specifically for Dom: do you feel that he could potentially defeat HBox and BTN to secure a transfer position into the next round?
Well, like I said, it really depends on what his level play is right now. But I think Dom, has a good matchup against HBox because I think his lag comp or wingspan really helps him out in that matchup, and I think that frustrates HBox a lot. So if Dom has a normal day or a good day, I think he has the favorable matchup. So I do expect Dom to do good. But like I said, we've seen his lows, and when he's on his lows, there's nothing he can do to win a match. So it really depends on.
It really depends on what?
But if I had to guess,
I'm sorry,
it really depends on his mental state. It's okay. It really depends on his mental state or how good he is or how consistent he is. Like I said, if we see flashes of prime Dom, I think Dom has the advantage in that matchup. If he chokes, then that's HBox's game,
Yeah, Wow. Okay. Let's really quickly. Let's just run through some of the predictions. We don't have to give the score, obviously, but yeah. Let's start off with Group A. Dom and BTN. Who do you think will take this one, and in how many sets? Hello.
Sorry, you cut out a bit, but I did hear your question. I think Dom, even at a low state, takes this 9 out of 10 times. So I think it's pretty fair to bet on Dom here.
All right. We'll pick Dom to move on. What about Jola and Dom?
Well, Jola right now is the best player. There's nobody even close to being a rival, so Jola gets the win here.
I completely agree with you here. Okay. Jola, is this even a question? No offense to BTN,
Yeah.
but I'm really sorry. Like, Jola is just ascended to another level that is just unattainable, or at least from what we've seen, unattainable from any other current league member and player right now. This is probably
Apparently,
the most. Yeah.
I got an inside scoop.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you. I got an inside scoop. There's the veteran Woolworth that claims to be on par with Joel. I agree.
Oh yeah, I see that, Woolworth. Yeah, don't worry, I'm also checking the no mic check. So yeah, if you have anything to comment, we're not going to open up the floor just yet. We do want to get through all our topics, but one of the what's it called? Like a feature of the podcast section. There you go. One of the sections of the podcast towards the end will be the open court, where we open up the conversation to anyone who wants to bring up a topic. We'll try to answer the question. We can maybe dabble over whatever you want to talk about. But for now, let's just stick on this track. But yeah, you're free to comment in no mic if you want anything to be brought up, or you want to just comment and then I can bring it up. Okay, so anyway, this is probably the most interesting match. This is probably going to be the hypest match of the group. HBox and Dom. Who do you think takes it?
I'm going to use as reference the last time these two faced off. In that match, Dom got the best of HBox, so I have to go with Dom.
How confident are you in that? Like on a scale of 0 to 100%?
I am a 60 or a 55.
Yeah, I agree. This is honestly such a toss-up match, but history has shown that Dom does have the ability to tame the assassin. So,
the assassin. I love this new nickname.
Yeah, Dom beats me very easily. No, it's not that easily, to be honest, Hanzo. Like, you definitely put up a challenge. I think he just makes it seem easy, but it really is not. Like, I watch your matches. It's not easy for him. And he actually kind of and you do a really good job of, getting into his mental. But yeah, with this, as you can see in Group A, Jola takes the group quite easily. Then Dom takes the transfer position. Hanzo takes a single win, and BTN at the bottom. Okay, how about Group B? This is probably this is going to get really interesting because all the matchups are all of Blackhead's matchups, who has yet to play, so we don't really have anything to go off of. We do know roughly everyone's skill level, everyone else in the group skill level based on previous matchups. But yeah, let's start off with Blacknet and Detroit. I'm not gonna click it yet, so that way you can see the previous matchups gamer. So, but yeah, who do you think wins between Blacknet and Detroit?
I am sorry to say this, since I am a very big fan of Prime Blacknet, a player that goes from line to line, doesn't miss at all. But I don't see flashes of him recently. And until he proves me differently, I have to go with Detroit. It hurts my soul.
All right, Detroit takes it. What about Blacknut DMK?
Like if this was Prime Blacknut, this would be totally different. But I have to go with DMK.
All right, I'll put that in. And last but not least, by the way, that officially eliminates Detroit from qualifying. So actually, this Eagle Blacknut match wouldn't even matter. It would just be, I believe, it would just matter for who gets first. Because if Blacknut somehow won that match, then I believe DMK would take the top spot. But I could be wrong. So who do you think wins the Eagle Blacknut match?
Well, not A shocker, third time. Gonna have to go with Eagle.
All right.
I still think Black Knight has had the highest peak by far in this group, but like I don't think he's there.
All right, no, I completely understand. And because of all of this so far, hold on. It says here, Hanzo made a really interesting comment. He said, if Group B doesn't have a match that goes to tiebreak, then someone tanked. Well, I mean, hold on a second. You can't say that because here's the thing. If you take a look at DMK Eagle, those were 7-5s. I think that's acceptable enough. So, I mean, that's true. Enough. Okay, but yeah, that means we move on to our semifinals. First match, Jola DMK. Second match, Dom Eagle. Ooh, interesting.
Well, I mean, obviously DMK gets it. Let's go. Okay, yes, Joe.
Joe, yeah. And how about between Dom and Eagle?
If Dom is in his game, it's Dom every day. If Dom is not in his game, it's a toss-up. It's a 50-50. I'll go Dom. I'm going to believe he's going to be... I think King Sakur will bring that competitiveness out of him. I think so. Okay. I hope so, at least.
So, Dom then, and then it will be Jola and Dom in the final.
Gamer Genius wins. Let's go. Okay, now
yes.
Jola.
Jola takes the final.
Woolward actually wins, by the way.
Woolward actually, for real. Yeah, he's not even in the tournament. He still wins. I got more faith in Blacknut than that. That's what Woolward said. Oh, wow. So... Woolward, if that's the case, how many matches out of his 3 matches do you think he can win?
Say three.
Say 3. And that was Blacknut, by the way. That was Blacknut who just jumped in right there. 2, okay. That's good enough. I mean, if Blacknut can get 2 matches, that at least gives him a shot at being able to claim the transfer position into the semifinals. But yeah, I mean, there you go. That's our official off-court prediction. Jola and Dom advance out of Group A. Eagle and DMK advance out of Group B. And then Jola takes the crown once more for the first asynchronous Kings of Court tournament. Let's move on to the synchronous tournament, which has yet to start. Now, keep in mind, something important to note here is that these are purely prediction-based, okay? So what I'm trying to mean is that this is not set in stone. This ultimately depends on who comes. Like, Dom and Atomic Flare could probably not show up. I don't know. Maybe Gyro doesn't show up, or Blacknut, or Eagle, or whoever, right? So if that was the case, then a reserve would come up and the groups would be adjusted accordingly based on ranking. But given the current people that have said they're able to come, this is the expected groupings for this coming Saturday. So, Gamer, what's your reaction to these groupings? They're definitely a lot different than the asynchronous ones. So, I just want to know your opinion.
I think there's a very big difference between the groups. I think Group A, you can clearly sort of see who's first and second, then who's gonna classify basically. And Group B is more of a toss-up, to be honest. I think the players are more close in skill level. So I'm really looking forward to the Group B matchups.
Yeah, definitely. And if you'll notice, this is just a really quick tidbit. And in the asynchronous groupings, Group B was entirely American. Group A was mostly Europe, just BTN being the exception. While here, it's definitely a fair mix. You have BTN once again in the Jola European group. I don't know if Gyro's European. I think he is, though. And then you have Hanzo Dom, two Europeans and 2 Americans. So definitely a bit more diversity in the groups when it comes to what do you call this? Nationality. There you go. And location. So anyway, what do you just want to jump right in, Gamer? Or do you have anything else to say about the groups?
Well, I guess my opinions are more specific, matchup specific, so we can go right in.
All right. Okay, let's do it. So let's start off with Jola Atomic. Wow, that's a pretty tough match. Keep in
Yeah.
mind, Atomic is the one person this season to actually challenge Jola. Take a set, I believe, if not 2 sets off the king. So, what do you have to say about this match?
What I have to say is, Atomic will prove he's a very good player, but Jola will make it seem like he's a noob. Because Jola does that too against everybody. So, yeah. I don't know what to say. That's more like a Jola thing, not an Atomic
So Jola
thing. That's
wins?
just easily.
Easily, yeah. I mean,
Against everybody in the whole league.
as of late, Atomic hasn't really been on the grind. He's definitely lost a lot of his skill that he used to have, and Jola's just been way too good. Hanzo made a comment in No Mic. He said, "I'm scared of this bracket because if I finish second in my group and Jola finishes first, then I have to play." Yeah, I mean that's how it works.
No. He's in Group A, so he has to play first in Group B. First in Group B.
What do you mean? He's in Group B, so he has to play first in Group A.
Oh, you're talking about synchronous. Oh, I am stupid.
Yeah, we're looking
My
at
bad.
the synchronous one. You're fine, Blacknut. That's okay. All right. So, anyway, let's move on. BTN Gyro. Who wins this one?
I think, as much as I'm happy to see, new rising stars, I think the win here.
Who? You cut out.
I think-
Sorry.
BTN. I think,
BTN.
Gyro, I think he could be a great player in the future. I mean, good player now, but he's playing against legends. This is another league for him or her right now. But hey, if I get proven wrong, then I'm happy. That's a new superstar. Hey.
Yeah, for real. Let's check out Jola and BTN now.
Well, I think BTN's one win against Jola, that one tournament, is going to be the peak of BTN, at least when it comes to the matchup against Jola. So, like I said, Jola just makes quick work out of it.
Y'all disconnected because of inactivity, by the way. The Roblox. You're from the Roblox team. I disconnected.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, yeah, me too, actually.
Yeah. Don't worry. We'll come back in. So while that's coming back up, let's keep this bracket going. Atomic, Flare, and Gyro.
Well, if Gyro, I think, didn't have a chance against BTN, she has less of a chance against Atomic, sadly. I think Atomic gets it pretty easily done.
All right. Jola versus Gyro. Oh, man.
Well, the
Gyro,
fun thing
right?
about this match, Gyro's true. The fun thing about this match is people can look at the other matches with Jola, and they wouldn't know the difference in skill between Gyro and, for example, Atomic, because they would look the same, probably. Against Jola, everyone looks like a noob.
Hold on a second. This man literally said Gyro and Atomic have the same skill.
No. They would look like the same just because Jola's built different. They would look the same.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
Like,
you mean
obviously there's-
oh, I know what you mean. I get what you mean now. What you're trying to say is like they would you couldn't necessarily tell that Gyro was worse or better than Atomic. And it goes the same way vice versa when both of them play Jola because it was
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, I get what you mean. Okay.
Jola just makes everyone look like a beginner.
That's a fair point. Jola will take that one. Last match is Atomic and BTN. This is for the transfer position.
I'm pretty sure Atomic takes this 9.5 out of 10 times. So I'm going with that. I'm going with Atomic.
Alrighty. Let me just. I'm sorry. I'm actually setting up the Roblox at the same time as
It's okay.
as this. But yeah, okay. Let's lock that in really quickly. Okay. So Atomic takes it. Next, let's check out. Oh, sorry about that. That's my alarm. That's the 3 p.m.
the camp
alarm.
alarm?
That's the 3 p.m. alarm. H-Box and let's take a look at Group B. H-Box and Dom. First match. Who takes it?
Well, like I said, I think HBox has not a good matchup against Dom. I think, Dom, like I said, wears him down with that NBA wingspan, as I call it. So
NBA
I'll have to give this to Dom. Yeah, with the NBA wingspan.
All right, so Dom will take that one against H-Box. Now, this is also another fun match. Blacknut Eagle.
Look. The Black Nut fans will hate me, but Blacknet has to prove it to me. Eagle takes it. Until then, I'm going with Eagle.
So you say Eagle will take this one?
I'm down on the Blacknet stonks right now.
You're down on the songs. Oh my gosh.
I have removed all my investments, sadly.
Yikes. All right.
Hopefully I invest again. Hopefully.
All right. So
I'm not letting you. I'm not letting you. You're banned. You're banned.
Oh no. All right. Let's keep this going. HBox Blacknut.
The box takes it here.
Yes, the assassin will take out.
Yeah, instead of 6-4, I think the score's gonna be a little bit more towards Hanzo. Anyway, sorry with Blacknet slander.
Yo, continuing. Yo, adding insult to injury. Jeez. Okay.
Sorry. Hey. Blacknet can use this as motivation. Just saying.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah. It will definitely give him motivation to show up to the tournament and compete.
The way you said it.
But okay, let's see. Dom and Eagle.
Even Woodward agreed on that. Dom and Eagle. Dom. I think he's just above Eagle in skill, so matchup doesn't matter.
HBox and Eagle. This is also for the transfer position.
I think HBox will get the win, and in fact, I think I can almost. I know that we are not going to predict the score, but I think a 6-4 sounds nice. 6-3, 6-4. Somewhere around there. Yep. Sounds nice. And not easy, but like not hard.
Okay.
Dom Blacknut.
Yeah, Dom Blacknut.
I mean, do I have to say it? Okay. I'll say it this way. You see Dom's name? He's invincible. So he wins. That's my reason.
All right. Yeah, Dom's already moving on, so it really didn't matter who won that match. But yeah. Okay. First semifinal is Jola HBox. Second semifinal is Atomic and Dom. So who wins the first one?
Well, Jola against oh no, wait, sorry, it's the same opponent. It looks the same. Oh, Jola. There's no disrespect to HBox, by the way. I look like Gyro or Strikeball playing against Joel as well. I look like a bot. I look like training bot easy. That's how I literally look.
Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry. And then the next semifinal, I believe, is Atomic and what do you call this? Dom. So who this one?
I think this is the closest match if Dom is on his game. We've seen this matchup before. I think it has gone.
It's gone either
both
way.
Sides.
It's gone either way.
Yeah, it can go either way. Because I think both players have the hunger. But you know what? My instinct tells me Atomic because he's never been to a finals before. And I feel like that could push him to really
you think he's going to go the extra mile?
Yeah. I do think so. I think Dom could get tilted if he's down or something, you know? And Atomic will have that hunger in him.
Mm-hmm. This will definitely, one thing's for sure though, this is definitely going to be probably one of the biggest matches of the year, for sure. So Atomic, you said, right?
Yeah, Atomic.
And Jola versus Atomic is the final.
Okay, Jola against Training Bot Medium. Okay, Jola takes it.
Training Bot Medium. Who's Training Bot Hard then?
the medium difficulty.
Strikeball is Training Bot Hard.
True. He's a goat.
Okay, but anyway, yeah, so in any case though, Jola takes it in both KOCs. He'll be the first double king, is essentially what we're saying here. Yeah. Man, I mean, it's kind of hard to refute. Oh, Jola gave a blushing face. Yeah, but I mean, here's the thing, you know, it's kind of hard to refute, you know, because, you know, Jola has just ascended to a level that's quite literally perfection, if not nearest to perfection, way above everyone else. And I'm not, you know, I wouldn't compliment Jola if he didn't deserve it. He has had a fantastic, an amazing, improvement from the last. He constantly improves. I'm not even joking. This man is literally at the top of the game, and he still improves. It's actually insane. This man has no breaks. And
Exactly.
this is kind of leading into the last topic I wanted to talk about, which is sort of melancholy, although it may give a little bit of, incentive to other players. But Jola, when you look at S3 Jola, you're like, I really love... That is so true, Hanzo. That is so true, Hanzo. But hold on a second. So let me just go back to what I was saying. So yeah, this transitions into the next and last point before we open up the floor to anyone else. Jola is retiring after this season. His last tournaments will be the synchronous KOC as well as the asynchronous KOC, and after that he will have been the six-time synchronous king, one-time asynchronous king. He'll have 7 crowns to his name. He'll have 7 number ones to his name. You know, he's probably accomplished anything a single court player could hope to accomplish. The one accomplishment he probably doesn't have is a completely pure undefeated season. When I say undefeated, I mean in matches. But other than that, season 5 was probably the peak. He won every single tournament. Here, he kind of tapered off in the All-Star Showdown as well as the Special Cup. But I mean, you know, he in regards to like normal singles tournaments, he's clearly unmatched. But yeah, Gamer, what do you have to say about Jola's legacy and what this essentially, what his impact has been on the league for the past 6 seasons?
Yeah, well, one of a kind. I don't think anybody will really fill those shoes ever. I know the first actual episode we asked sort of a similar question, and I was a bit optimistic, but now I'm optimistic about like somebody maybe coming in and having that level of dominance. But now that I see the whole picture, Jola is just one of a kind, and I think Jola's influence has really changed this league, I think for better. And it's just like, I've never seen someone be so dominant at something, you know. It's always wonderful to watch. As a competitor, it's not fun. It's not wonderful to watch as a competitor, I will say that. But as a fan of the league, it really is. And yeah, it's sad to see Jola go, but to be honest, to be fair, if you play that many matches of the same thing and you're just winning without trying, it gets boring really fast.
I mean, if you really think about it, right, it's kind of like Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan has 6 championships. There's this big, you know, the 6 is a very powerful number, especially when it comes to sports in regards to championships. Like, I know Tom Brady, I think, broke the record for most Super Bowls. I think he has 7 now. I could be wrong. But the whole point is, you know, 6 championships is like probably enough to qualify you as the GOAT, as the greatest of all time. So
exactly.
So yeah, you thought Infinity? Yeah, no, that's also a very powerful number. But I said 6 is a very powerful number in sports. I said in sports, Hanzo. But in any case, yeah.
I have something to say.
Yeah,
I have something to say. Not as a commentator, because this opinion is super wrong, but I don't care. As a competitor. So I'm going to use the Michael Jordan reference. So you know how he came later back? Like, he came back, I'm like, hey, what's up? I'm back. Let's win, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what happened, right? He didn't win a single thing. So that's what I'm saying. Jola, if you want to come back and get your ass beaten by a better version of me, sure. Come. I'll retire you.
Don't convince him. Don't convince him, bro. Don't convince him. Don't convince. Don't convince him.
Come back.
Don't
I'll retire you like you.
Please.
Retired Arik Boo. Come back. I saw this from a mile away.
Oh my god.
Anyways, I'm back to being an objective commentator. What's up?
I love the side tangent though. But honestly, yeah. One thing I do want to touch on before we do open the floor is, how would season 7 look if there really is no Jola? Like, just imagine an entire season without Jola. Like, how much, you know, I'm not trying to say that, you know, I don't like having Jola in the league. There's some advantages to having Jola in the league, okay? Obviously, the biggest one is you literally have the representation of probably the most perfect, if not the greatest possible version of, the greatest possible player a Tennis Showdown player can be, right? That's Jola. Jola's literally the dictionary definition of, how great, what's the absolute limit that you can that you can be on Tennis Showdown, and that's probably and literally Jola fits that wholeheartedly. But some advantages to Jola not being in the league, in my opinion, is like there may not be a clear number one. There may be more competition. A lot more people will win a lot more tournaments, and it's gonna be split. Like it's quite literally anyone's game because of the fact that everyone else is just so close to each other. Exactly, that's right, Hanzo. Dom, Atomic, Gamer, you, DMK, no one knows. It could even be Blacknut, for all we know. What if Blacknut has a giant growth spurt in the offseason and comes back better than his prime? You never know. Yeah, for real, Strike Bull could win a tournament, for all I know. Anyone can win. Woolward could win a tournament. That's the whole point. Because here's the thing, right? I don't know if you're getting me, Gamer, but like literally every single tournament from season 4 onwards, it's literally just like, okay, who's finishing second, right? I'm sorry, but it's like in the back of everyone's mind, you kind of have this feeling like, okay, like Jola, okay, he got out of the winners bracket. He's probably tanked a little, but I mean, if it matters, if it comes to a match that matters the most, especially if it's a final, he's going to, destroy and level his competition, which he does. And he's done it even more drastically to the point where no one can even get a game off him. Like, it's hard enough to get a game off him, and to get a set, it's practically nearly impossible nowadays. So, yeah, exactly, Blacknut. That's why I said from season 4 onward, it's literally just like a play for second place. But now it may be like without Jola in the league, it's going to be a lot more interesting, I would say. What do you personally think, Gamer? I just want to know how you feel about all of this.
Okay, this is my prediction. Woolward is not going to be worth paying attention to. H-Box is literally going to be a box. Blacknut is going to be a washing machine. Atomic, I know he's going to be like as little as an Adam. Eagle's going to watch the match like an eagle because he's going to like watch it from afar, going to watch the finals from afar. Detroit is like the city, like literally the same.
Wow, you just...
I'm kidding. Wow. I'm kidding. It's going to be a toss-up. It's going to be so fire. It's going to be so fun.
Man literally insulted the entire city of Detroit.
I gave Virginia
from a single player. Man literally found a way to insult. Yeah, for real. You forgot about DMK.
Oh, DMK. Huh. Can't really think of anything other than he's off key, but like that's a more like a musical joke, but
DMK
we needed a whole game to learn how to become human.
Oh,
that's an underrated joke.
Oh, yeah, that's
a good joke.
Dumb. That's a good one. Gamer is going to be like the Spanish national team. That's a good one too. Oh my gosh, Blacknut had the greatest comeback I've seen so far. Blacknut just said, Gamer, who's from Spain, for anyone watching, is going to be like the Spanish national team, not getting past the round of 16. He's referencing the World Cup loss to Morocco in the round of 16.
Rigged.
No, that goalie really juked you, though. But anyway,
it's true.
That goalie
so
was,
true.
No, that goalie was goated. That goalie was really goated. But anyway, yeah. Other than that, do you have anything? So yeah, basically your whole gist was that it was going to be competitive, right? That's what.
Yeah, it's going to be really competitive. It's going to be really fun. I am expecting someone to rise up and become even better than they were before. And if they're good enough, they could taunt Jola here and there. And maybe Jola's like, yo. I don't know. I think Jola will always have that dog in him. So.
Mm-hmm. I understand. Okay, listen.
Yeah.
So let's. I think now is a great time to have our final segment of the podcast for the last 15 minutes. We did this special hour-long podcast. Usually these go up to 15 minutes only, but I felt really passionate about what we're doing here. And either way, there's not going to be another podcast until probably the beginning of next season. So, let's open the floor up. It's now open court. You guys are free to unmute, say whatever you want. If you want a topic to bring up, feel free to ask. Just try to go one at a time and not try to talk over people. But yeah, does anyone have any questions for us? It could be about the previous season. It could be about the coming season. It could be about a tournament or a matchup or whatever. Does anyone have anything?
I got a question
Hanzo
about
said Obama. So, yeah, sorry, gamer.
No. Ozana has a question.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, I just saw that. What's your question? Oh, Jola is also typing.
Oh? Oh, Joel stopped typing.
Yeah, Joel stopped typing. How much time before league stop? What?
Oh my god.
I don't get it. I don't get the question.
Oh my god.
What? That question did not make sense.
Translation, when does the league die, lol? No?
Oh, are you asking when the league's gonna just not be a league anymore? Is that what you're asking? Oh my god. When I feel like when there aren't enough people, or even if I feel like I don't want to run the league anymore, I'd still probably pass that torch on to the council members to run the league, and I just be like an advisor. But for the most part, the league completely exists on the fact that there are players who are willing to play in that league, and while we do have players who are willing to play, and with Jola retiring, I'm pretty sure that's going to become more players who are willing to play. The league will forever exist. I mean, divisions might cease to exist. Like, for example, synchronous divisions are getting really hard to run nowadays. But, I mean, if you take a look at asynchronous brackets, we're rocking those. There's a lot of people joining the asynchronous division. So that's going to probably stay for a while. But, yeah, can't wait for plus 300-year court season 987. Oh my gosh. Okay, a giant number. I will become the court dictator. No, you're not. Juan Pablo Black News Show Supreme. Okay. Let's not get into that. There will be no court dictator. There is only a commissioner, and that's me right now. But anyway. So yeah, Hanzo, I hope that answers your question. Does anyone else have any other questions? I think, Gamer, you wanted to ask the question.
Yeah, I was going to ask. So this segment is called Open Court, right?
Correct.
Is that because next season, getting the victory is going to be open? It's going to be easy for me, just saying. Okay. No.
I'll tell you. I'll say this. I'll say this for everyone. If anyone can achieve Jola skill level, then it's kind of easy for you to win tournaments. But if Jola's skill level was that easy to achieve, then there would be no clear winner, if you think about it. So
I downloaded
that's a little paradox for you right there, right? So
sure.
So yeah. Does anyone else have any other questions? Wait until Tommy adds oil to the map. That's not a question.
So true. Oh, I got a question.
Oh, yeah. Ask. Oh, wait, hold on. Ozna asked, where is Tommy? Tommy's in college. And he's very busy. I think he's been working on the volleyball game. I tried to get into contact with him, but he's kind of just been ignoring us for the most part. Not just me, but everyone else in the Tennis Showdown server, except maybe Spooky, because they work on volleyball together. But what's your question, Gamer? I'm sorry.
Are the Olympics coming back or not?
Oh, that's a very good question, and I'm glad you brought that up. The Olympics will not come back. Also, Gamer, I think you were kicked from the game, but the Olympics will not come back. But we are season 7 will be slightly different in the sense that we are adding an all-star break in the season in replacement of the 2 Special Cup tournaments. So I think that's worth mentioning. I'm gonna say this publicly on the air. I wanted to make it somewhat of a surprise, but yeah. So I'm I'm gonna try to add you back here. Okay, but okay. Here's this. Hold on, Osna. I'm just gonna. Oh, there you go. I'm just gonna finish up Gamer's question. So, what's up with America? Yeah, hold on 1 second. Yeah, so we're gonna get into that. Okay, that's a good question that ties in. Okay, I think definitely a topic to talk about, just so that way this answers any questions Season 7 related, is to talk about Season 7. Okay, let's start off with Season 7. Season 7, we anticipate to start that January sometime, if not February, but I think February is way too long. I think January is a much more appropriate starting date. So yeah, we look to start that in January, and there's a couple major changes we're going to make. Number 1, there will be no special cups. So we're getting rid of the special cups, and there's a reason for that. Because we don't want to make the season long, and I wanted to add just some fun events that would happen during the season that are not necessarily point-based, but are just for fun, you know? And so firstly, in replacement of the special cups, after the Grand Slam, we're going to have 3 major events, okay? The first event right after the Grand Slam will be the Skills Showdown. I haven't confirmed the name, but that's what I'm going to call it. The Skills Showdown. Okay? The Skills Showdown will consist of various events which players can enter into, and each winner of each event will receive an undisclosed amount of Robux. It could be 1,000 Robux if you win an event. It could be 500. I don't know. Join to find out. Yes, Robux indeed. Correct. You can stop spamming it now. So here are some of the events that I have so far, and you can this information is actually public. If you look in general threads, you can see that I actually pinned the All-Star Ideas. It's called in All-Star Ideas. This is what the Skills Showdown is going to be. It kind of copies All-Star Saturday from the NBA. I kind of get a lot of my ideas from the NBA, but yeah. Okay. The first event will be a skills challenge, or it's called the target challenge. I have to come up with cool names, but the essence of it is we're going to spawn clones of avatars onto the court, and you'll have about 60 seconds to spawn balls and hit them to your targets. Whoever gets the most points wins the event, and so on and so forth. We might also do it in a sense that it could be knockout as well. Like what we could do is for each, you just have to hit each one once, and it could be like a versus thing where it's like, you know, you have dummies on one side and dummies on the other side, and then you literally have to hit the opponent's dummies. You have to hit you have to hit all the opponent's dummies before they hit all of yours, and whoever has the dummies left and then the opponent doesn't will move on. It could be like that. That's one way of doing it. The next one will be something interesting. It's called the rally contest, okay? And you enter this event in pairs, in partnerships. And so basically the way this will work is you have to have the most shots in a rally, the most shots you can hit from behind the baseline in 60 seconds. The rule is you have to hit it behind the baseline. You know, you can't really hit it. If you hit it and your feet are inside the court, it doesn't count. But if you hit it from behind the baseline, and as long as the ball drops in, it counts. In this case, you may be able to use the doubles court. I'm not sure if I've decided to include the alleys, but yeah. And whoever gets the most rallies in 60 seconds wins. Whichever partnership. So they will split a prize, a Robux prize, okay? That's another one. The last event that we plan to do is called, it's essentially horse in tennis, but instead of the word horse, we're going to be using the word court. And it works the same way. You come up with a trick shot. If you're able to execute it, everyone else has to copy that trick shot, and if they're not able to, they get a letter. Whoever is the last person left without having fully spelled the word court will win the event. Okay, and there's a bunch of other things, you know. that happens. You cannot pair with yourself. But yeah, there's a bunch of other things that would happen. But yeah, so that's only the first Saturday after All-Star. That's one day of just, fun little events for a skill showdown day. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's move on to the next day. The next Saturday is teacup doubles. So this ties in to the new format of the teacup, and me and Gamer discussed this the other day. This is how the teacup will work from now on, okay? First, the teacup will no longer be a specific day. It will be something that occurs throughout an entire season, okay? There will be a roster of European players and American players. And every time a European and an American from the rosters, face each other, it will count towards the teacup tournament. All right? And the way it's going to work, it's points-based, completely points-based, okay? So, basically, the basic point structure is for each set you win, you get a point. However, there is bonuses, and this is how the bonuses work. Because we're factoring in hosts as well. So basically, here's an example. If you are able to defeat an opponent on their own host, you will receive 2 points instead of just 1. So, that's very, very, very important. So, example. Let's just say me and Gamer are part of the rosters and we're playing a match. If we are playing on Gamer's host, right, an EU host, let's say it's in Spain, okay, because that's appropriate. If Gamer defeats me, he gets a point for each set he wins off me. But for every set I win off him on a Spain host, I get 2 points because it's not my host. And so that's how this thing will shape up. And whichever team has the most amount of points at the end of the season will win the teacup. And this includes KOC matchups. So don't think that it's just it ends right before KOC. No, this thing continues out to KOC. So yeah. One second, Hanzo. I'll answer that. I'll answer the question once I finish this point, though. So yeah. We still want to have doubles, and so we're just going to have a day dedicated to doubles, and the host will be determined by the team that is currently losing. So, no, the team that is currently winning, or losing. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Basically, it'll be based on who's winning or losing, and the points will work out from there. The only difference with doubles is that it's double the points, so it's 2 and 4, right? 2 points per set win, 4 if it's 4 points per set win if it's not your host, and so on and so forth. It will never be an Asia server because there's no one from Asia that plays here. But yeah, that's the second weekend after a Grand Slam. The last weekend after Grand Slam will be the normal All-Star Showdown. It'll be teams of 3 or 4, depends on how many people show up, and that's the same format as it will be for the rest of the seasons. But yeah, taking away the 2 special cups and inserting 2 new events, I think will be very beneficial to court. It'll just be 2 days of fun. It'll be really exciting, in my opinion. But yeah. All right. Does anyone else? So yeah, that's basically what's gonna happen in season 7. Hanzo, what is? Does anyone? Sorry, I answered that question. Does anyone else have any other questions, like Gamer, Jola, Hanzo, or Wool?
Not right now, at least on my part. But Hanzo has 2 questions, I think.
Yeah, ask away.
Oh, we're just typing as well, by the way.
Yep.
And by the way, I just want to mention this non-important detail. but in the credits it says Woolworth, not Word. Okay, so it's not my fault if I say Worth, because in the credits, official in Tennis Showdown, it says Woolworth with an H at the end. If you don't believe me, go check it right now. Anyway, sorry. I just wanted to mention that.
Wait,
the Woolworth is real. I can't ban the developer, unfortunately.
I can't ban the developer. Oh my god, so worth it.
Ooh.
But yeah, does anyone... So, Tanzo, do you actually have a question or not? Or Woolworth,
Yes.
for that matter. I can abuse my power, though. Oh my gosh. I said, can I pair with... I said no. You cannot. You're talking about for the rally contest, right? Yeah, no, you cannot. I know what you're planning to do. You're planning to hit Hanzo lobs over and over again. No.
Oh, that's funny. But no.
Not legal. That's not legal. And either way, that would be extremely hard because you have to be behind the baseline when you hit the ball each time. It's not legal. You need a partner because you cannot. But a player cannot cross the net during a rally. You can't cross the net. That's quite literally illegal to cross the net during a rally. Yeah, exactly. So you can't partner with yourself. Even if you did, you would literally just get one ball in per time. Because you wouldn't be able to cross the net. The second you cross the net, the point ends. Really, you don't need to cross the net. Okay.
You never know with Hanzo. It's always a box full of surprises. Actually, I didn't even intend the pun. Oh my god. Okay. Pun intended. Oh, Squid showed up. Yo,
Squid comes in. I've heard about... Oh, no. No, you cannot use alts. Alts is illegal. Alting is illegal. That's a new thing. That's in the new rules and regulations that are going to be implemented next season. No, it's illegal. And if you get caught with an alt, you're going to be suspended and have a ranking point deduction.
No, Hanzo, you can't play with the JolaSama account. We know it's you. Stop using that account.
Okay, well, you'll be suspended from the season and you won't be allowed to compete in tournaments. But yeah, other than that, does anyone else have any legitimate questions that are actually... Ouch, that hit me. Does anyone else have any legitimate questions that actually mean
I just want to expose Woolworth. Can we cancel Woolworth? It says outs aren't people. # Woolworth canceled.
For real? No. I endorse that statement. But anyway,
cancel on Twitter real quick. Thank you very much. That's all.
But, yeah, no, alts are fake versions of people, quite literally. But anyway, I think if no one else has any legitimate questions, then I think we're going to end the podcast here. Unless anyone else has questions. Does anyone else have a question?
Not really.
Going once?
No,
Squid. What's your question? Oh, he changed his name. He's not quitting.
Oh, let's go. Anymore. Let's go, Squid. Hanzo.
That was rude, Hanzo. That was rude.
Oh my god.
Hanzo, be nice. Can I please get free boa? No, you cannot.
If you participate in season 7, Jola's not gonna be there, so it's gonna be free books, basically. So
Can I play on the you can't play in the KOC tournaments coming up, but you can participate next season, which would probably start in around January, I believe.
Technically, if something unfortunate were to happen,
you should still come, yeah, because if literally every single reserve doesn't show up and someone drops, you would be able to compete. So you should still show up this coming Saturday. It's also going to be Jola's last tournament, so you should still show up anyway as well. But anyway, all right. We'll look to be seeing you there. But anyway, why do you sleep for the entire year and then in case you want... Maybe he just wasn't motivated, man. You never know.
He's been grinding. He's been soul searching. He's been in the mountains training.
For
doing
real.
push-ups.
He's got that ancient showdown training.
Exactly.
Oh, even better response.
I gotta I gotta read the firefighter squad department.
That was a great. Yo.
Look, Captain. Look at this. How could you allow players to do this?
Don't worry.
So shameful.
Let me. I gotta pull out a code violation. Bunch of code violations. Pull a code
clearly,
violation.
in the rules it says you should not have a life play this game all the time.
No.
This is so shameful.
It says here, minor trash talking is allowed, but please keep it brief. So I'm watching, y'all. Mm-hmm. Change the rules to say you're no longer allowed to have a life. Oh my god. Of course, or else okay. So does anyone have any other questions? Going once. Oh, Jola. Going twice.
What's the perfect mouse offset? I'm kidding. I don't want to start that.
I actually don't even know what the perfect mouse offset is. I always play... Here, I'm going to expose my settings. Look at this. I'm exposing my settings. My mouse offset is 28.1. I want it to be 28, but it's 28.1, okay? And there it is.
If you want to play like Captain, boys, you know what to do.
Yes. But anyway, 18.7. Wow, that's pretty low. But anyway... Wow. Thank you to everyone who has tuned into our podcast. I know it ran a little bit longer than expected, but yeah, I mean, there was a lot to cover, especially since we weren't here for pretty much the entirety of the season. But Gamer is back, and Gamer plans to commit to Season 7, so you can expect a lot more podcasts in the upcoming season. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you shout out to everyone in the... Shout out to everyone in the, the VC right now. That's Jola, Hanzo, Squid, and Wool. But wait, Squid said you have a question? What do you mean? What's your question? I didn't see your question. I already, if it was the can I play on the tournament, the answer to that was yes. I mean, no, the answer to that was you should still show up in case someone drops. Like, in case there isn't enough people, then you could be considered as a extra reserve. But yeah, anyway, thank you to everyone for watching this. Why is there a game being played? Bobble League. Oh gosh. Okay, so a game is being
I got
played.
no idea what this is, by the way.
But anyway, yeah, thank you to everyone for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to click the links in the description of this video. And thank you for watching Off Court with Captain and Gamer. And the stream is